Ancient humans just stopped, ate, slept until light came back. That's not even close to what happened. Once it got dark, ancient humans stepped into a whole second half of the day, a hidden one. It had its own jobs, its own fun, and even its own kind of mind, a state almost nobody alive today has ever felt. And none of it would have been possible without one discovery. Not being smarter, not having better tools, something else, something so ordinary today that you've probably never once thought of it as the thing that changed everything. So what was it? Before fire, ancient humans lived like other animals do. When it got dark, they stopped moving. They found a safe spot and stayed very still, because human eyes are not made to see best in the dark. But animals like lions, hyenas, and wolves can see just fine at night. So early humans did the smart thing. They hid, stayed quiet, and waited for the sun. Then, at some point, one of them learned to keep a flame burning through the night. That single skill is the thing we're talking about. Fire. And once humans had it, the night was never the same again. The oldest proof we have of humans using fire comes from a cave in South Africa. It is about 1 million years old. Once fire came along, it changed everything about the night. A strong fire made a safe circle around it, maybe 30 feet wide. Inside that circle, animals stayed away. Outside it, the danger was still real. Even today, people who study groups that still live this old way have seen it. The ones who wander away from the fire at night are the ones most likely to get hurt. But fire did more than keep people safe. It gave them extra hours to use. Before fire, the day basically ended when the sun went down. In winter, that could mean only 8 hours of light. Fire gave people 2, 3, even 4 more hours every single night. And what they did with those hours is where the story gets really interesting. In 2014, a scientist spent years listening to real conversations in a hunter-gatherer group in the Kalahari Desert. This group still lives close to the old way of life. She found something surprising. During the day, people mostly talked about work plans, chores, who was doing what. But at night, everything changed. Most of the talking turned into stories, myths, jokes, tales about faraway people and places, stories about how the world began. So the campfire was not just for heat, it was the very first stage, the first classroom, maybe even the first church. It was the place where humans first learned to imagine things they could not see in front of them. That one skill is the base of stories, religion, planning, and even science. That's how people filled the extra hours fire gave them. But there is a second surprise about ancient nights, and this one is about sleep itself. Most people today believe humans have always slept in one long block, all night, but that's not true. A historian spent 16 years reading old letters, prayer books, court papers, and medical texts. Again and again he found the same odd detail. People used to sleep in 2 parts. They went to bed soon after dark and slept for a few hours. Then they woke up, not because something scared them, but because that was normal. They stayed awake for an hour or 2 in the middle of the night. Then they went back to sleep until morning. That awake time in the middle of the night had a purpose. People used it to think quietly, to pray, or to talk softly with someone they loved. Doctors back then even said it was the best time to think deeply, because the mind was calm and the world was silent. It was not wasted time. People saw it as some of the best time of the whole day. This is not just something found in old books. In the early 1990s, a scientist ran a test. He asked people to live for 1 month with no electric light at all, just 14 hours of true darkness each night, like night used to be. Within a few weeks, every single person, without being told to, started sleeping in the exact same two-part pattern the old books talked about. 4 hours of sleep, a quiet awake time, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to do this. Their bodies just knew. And when the scientist checked their bodies during that awake time, he found something interesting. Their bodies made more of a calming hormone, the same one linked to deep meditation. So this was not trouble sleeping. It was its own special state of mind, a state almost nobody feels today. So what erased all of this? Not evolution, not some change in our bodies, just light. Street lamps in the 1600s, cheaper candles, gas lamps in the 1800s. Then, in 1879, the electric light bulb. Within one generation, 300,000 years of nighttime habits disappeared. Even our words remember what we lost. The word curfew comes from an old French word that means cover the fire. It was a signal for people to put out their flames at night, because night was supposed to be dark, and dark was supposed to mean sleep. So let's go back to the start. Ancient humans did not shut down when the sun went down. They lit a fire. They told stories that shaped how they saw the whole world. They slept in 2 parts, with a quiet, calm hour in between. Then slowly we traded that whole way of life for one simple light switch, and most of us never even noticed what we lost. So the next time you flip a switch without even thinking about it, remember for almost all of human history, that switch did not exist. Just fire, darkness, and a whole hidden half of the day we've mostly forgotten. If this made you look at nighttime a little differently, hit subscribe, because this channel is full of hidden history like this, hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.